Hello everyone, this is BL Overdose 1. About today's story, everyone know about him. He is the most dominant Omega in the city. He was a rich CEO, a talented jewelry designer, and someone who hated people getting too close. But there was a person who could break all these rules. His 8-year-old daughter. She was his whole world. He raised her alone for 6 years and learned everything just to make her happy. Cooking, even the little things she loved. But he never expected that one day a lunchbox would change her fate. Before the lunchbox belonged to the nephew of two powerful alpha twins, two men who would no idea they were about to meet Omega they would want in their house.
The next morning, Damian and Darius were sitting across from Kian. They had finally admitted defeat. They needed help. Darius cleared his throat. Kian. The boy looked up from his breakfast. What? We need to know what Ash likes. Kian slowly put down his spoon. A tiny smirk appeared on his face. You want my help? Damian nodded. Yes. Kian leaned back. I have a condition. The twins exchanged a look. What condition? I stay at Ash's house for 5 more days. Darius's eyes widened. 5. It's summer vacation. Kian shrugged. Ash's house is nice. Lily is there. And his food is amazing. Damian sighed. Fine. Kian smiled. Deal. He happily continued eating. Then he began listing everything he knew. Ash loves motorcycles. Both twins immediately paid attention. He goes riding with Lily sometimes. He also likes night races. Races? Darius asked. Kian nodded. Lily is always his cheerleader. Ash wins lots of medals. Damian looked surprised. What else? He likes Italian food. Darius quickly pulled out his phone. And vanilla cake. He typed it down. And bikes. We already have that. Kian rolled his eyes. You asked. The twins ignored the attitude. Kian continued. Ash also goes to the gym. Damian nodded. Anything else? He has an Instagram account. Darius looked interested. What account? Kian. It's just his name. Ash. Does he post pictures? Not really. Kian shook his head. He doesn't show his face much. Mostly riding videos and trips. Darius searched for the account. His eyes widened. Millions of followers. Damian looked over. The account was famous. Yet Ash had somehow kept his personal life almost completely hidden. Kian smiled. See? You know nothing about him. The twins looked at each other. They had been trying to court a man who was practically a mystery. And now their 8-year-old nephew was their only source of information. Darius sighed. Anything else? Kian thought carefully. He likes being strong. Damian nodded. Ash became an Omega later than usual, so he trained hard to stay healthy and confident. Kian took another bite of breakfast. And don't try to impress him with expensive things. The twins paused. Why? Because Ash doesn't care about money. Kian smiled mischievously. He cares about people who remember the little things. The twins fell silent. For once, Kian had given them useful advice. Now they only had to figure out how to use it without making themselves look completely foolish. Kian had barely finished his breakfast when the twins started asking questions again. Darius leaned forward. What else do you know about Ash? Kian thought for a moment. Oh, he has abs. Both twins froze. Damian slowly looked up. Abs? Yes. Kian nodded like it was the most normal thing in the world. 6. Darius stared at him. How do you know that? I saw them when we went swimming. The twins exchanged a stunned look. Kian continued eating. Ash swims really fast too. Lily and I can barely keep up. Damian suddenly felt very interested in this conversation. What else? Kian counted on his fingers. He has 55 motorcycles. Darius nearly dropped his phone. 55. Kian nodded. And 15 cars. Damian stared at him. 15. Yes. Why does one person need that many? Kian shrugged. He likes collecting them. Darius looked completely defeated. And what color are they? Kian smiled. Mostly dark colors. Ash likes colors that look like the ocean when it's really deep. Damian was silent. This man had a luxury jewelry company. 55 motorcycles. 15 cars. Millions of followers. A six-pack. And apparently he could cook. The twins suddenly felt like they were competing against an impossible person. Then Kian casually dropped another bomb. I slept beside Ash for 2 nights. Both brothers went completely still. Darius stared. You what? It's summer vacation. Kian shrugged. Ash and Lily sleep together sometimes because Lily's room is huge. I stayed with them. Damian's eye twitched. You slept beside Ash? Yes. Darius looked betrayed. Twice. 3 nights. The twins stared at each other. Their nephew was spending vacation at Ash's house, eating his food, swimming with him, sleeping in the same room as him, and receiving all the attention they desperately wanted. Kian looked at their faces and smiled. You two are jealous. We are not. You are. Damian sighed. Darius crossed his arms. Kian picked up his backpack. Don't worry. He smiled innocently. I'll tell Ash you said hello. Then he walked away. The twins sat in silence. Darius finally whispered, We're losing badly. Damian sighed. To an 8-year-old. And somewhere across the city, Kian was already enjoying his vacation with Ash, while two powerful alpha CEOs sat helplessly trying to figure out how to win over one very difficult Omega. Damian and Darius decided they needed a proper plan. If Ash didn't care about expensive gifts, they would try something different. They would pay attention. That afternoon, the twins arrived at Ash's company with a simple excuse. A business discussion. Ash looked at them from behind his desk. You're early. Darius smiled. We finished our work. Ash nodded. Good. The meeting started. But something felt different. The twins were unusually quiet. They weren't discussing business. They were watching Ash. His coffee was untouched. His laptop was open. His expression was focused. Then Darius noticed something. A small bowl of vanilla candies sat beside Ash's laptop. He remembered Kian's words. Vanilla cake. Darius quietly made a note. Damian noticed Ash's eyes becoming tired. You haven't slept much. Ash looked surprised. I'm fine. You should rest. Ash stared at him for a moment. Then his lips curved slightly. Are you always this concerned about your business partners? Darius nearly laughed. Damian calmly answered. Only the difficult ones. Ash raised an eyebrow. Difficult? Very. For a second, Ash looked amused. Then his phone rang. Lily. His expression immediately softened. Yes, Daddy's working. The twins watched him smile while talking to his daughter. They had seen that smile before, but somehow it looked different every time. After the call, Ash noticed them staring. What? Darius quickly looked away. Nothing. Ash narrowed his eyes. You two are strange today. Damian almost smiled. We're trying something new. What? Getting to know you. Ash went silent. That answer clearly caught him off guard. He wasn't used to people being interested in him without wanting something from him. After a moment, he leaned back. You can try. Darius smiled. Really? Yes. Ash pointed toward the door. But don't cross my boundaries. Of course. And don't bring unnecessary gifts. Darius's smile disappeared. You knew we were planning that. Ash gave him a small smirk. I have eyes. Damian laughed quietly. For the first time, Ash didn't immediately end the conversation. He actually stayed. They talked about food, motorcycles, travel, even Lily and Kian. It wasn't much, but for Damian and Darius, it felt like progress. They finally understood something. Courting Ash wouldn't be easy. They couldn't buy his attention. They couldn't force his trust. They would have to earn it. And strangely, that made them want him even more. The next morning, Ash received a message from Damian. Dinner tonight? Ash stared at the screen. Then another message arrived. No business. Just dinner. Ash almost ignored it. He wasn't interested in dating. And he definitely wasn't interested in being chased by two alpha CEOs. But then Lily walked into the room. Daddy, who is texting you? Damian. Lily's eyes widened. You're boring alpha? Ash sighed. Yes. Are you going to dinner with him? I haven't decided. Lily thought for a moment. You should go. Ash looked at her suspiciously. Why? Because Kian said his uncles are very dumb. Ash laughed. That doesn't answer my question. It does. Ash shook his head. Meanwhile, Damian and Darius were waiting for an answer. Finally, Ash replied. One dinner. Darius immediately smiled. He agreed. Damian nodded. Don't get excited. Too late. That evening, Ash arrived at the restaurant. The twins had chosen a quiet place. No reporters. No crowds. No unnecessary attention. Ash looked around. You remembered my preference. Damian nodded. You don't like crowded places. Ash looked slightly surprised. Good. Dinner began. For once, there was no business discussion. They talked about motorcycles. Ash became more animated. Then Italian food. Then racing. Darius listened carefully. Ash noticed. You actually remember what I say. Darius smiled. I'm trying. Ash looked at him for a moment. Then he smiled. That's rare. The twins exchanged a quick glance. They had finally discovered the secret. Ash wasn't impressed by money. He was impressed by effort. But just when everything seemed perfect, Ash placed his fork down. I have a challenge for you. Both twins looked at him. What kind? Ash leaned back. If you really want to court me. He paused. Don't try to win me with expensive gifts. Damian nodded. Then what should we do? Show me you can understand my life. Darius frowned. How? Ash smiled faintly. You'll figure it out. The twins stared at him. That was it. No instructions. No hints. Just a challenge. Ash stood. Good luck. Then he walked away. Darius watched him leave. We're doomed. Damian sighed. Probably. But both brothers were smiling. Because for the first time, Ash wasn't pushing them away. Damian and Darius spent the entire week trying to understand Ash's challenge. They bought no gifts. They sent no flowers. Instead, they started paying attention. They learned that Ash hated crowded restaurants. He loved late-night rides. He preferred quiet places. And he cared more about small, thoughtful actions than expensive things. Then Kian accidentally gave them the biggest clue. Ash is racing tonight. Both twins looked at him. Where? Kian smiled. You want to watch? Yes. Kian crossed his arms. I have a condition. Darius groaned. Again. I get to bring Lily. Damian sighed. Fine. That night, the twins arrived at the racing track. The roar of engines filled the air. Bright lights covered the track. Then a black motorcycle appeared. Ash. He wore his racing gear and helmet. Lily stood beside Kian, holding a tiny handmade sign. Go Daddy. Kian laughed. Ash noticed them and lifted one hand. The twins stared. They had seen Ash in suits. They had seen him as a CEO. But this was different. He looked completely alive. The race began. Ash moved through the track with incredible control. The crowd cheered. Lily screamed louder than everyone. Go Daddy. Kian joined her. Go Ash. The twins couldn't help smiling. Then Ash crossed the finish line first. Lily jumped excitedly. He won. Ash removed his helmet and walked toward them. His hair was messy. His cheeks were slightly flushed. And he was smiling. Darius whispered. Now I understand. Damian nodded. Ash didn't need someone to make his life bigger, that he needed someone who could understand the life he already loved. Ash stopped in front of them. You came. Darius smiled. We wanted to see you race. Ash looked at them for a moment. Then he noticed the children holding their signs. You two made those. Lily nodded proudly. Kian grinned. Ash laughed softly. Thank you. The twins exchanged a look. They hadn't bought anything. They hadn't tried to impress him. They had simply shown up. And for the first time, Ash looked at them with genuine warmth. Maybe the challenge wasn't impossible after all. After the race, everyone stayed near the track for a while. Ash was talking with one of his racing friends when Lily suddenly ran toward him. Daddy. Ash smiled and lifted her into his arms. You stayed awake this late just for me? Lily giggled. Of course. Kian stood beside them. You promised us vanilla cake. Ash looked at him. I remember. The twins watched from a short distance. Darius crossed his arms. He's very affectionate with those children. Damian glanced at him. They're children. I know. Darius sighed. I'm still jealous. Damian gave him a look. You're jealous of an 8-year-old? Yes. Damian shook his head. Pathetic. A moment later, Ash's racing friend approached. Congratulations. You won again. Ash smiled. Thanks. The friend glanced at Damian and Darius. Are these the famous twins? Ash nodded. My business partners. Darius immediately corrected him. Future courting partners. Ash froze. Damian closed his eyes. The friend looked surprised. Kian burst out laughing. Lily covered her mouth. Ash slowly turned toward Darius. Did you just say that? Darius suddenly looked less confident. I did. Ash stared at him. Then he smiled. You're very direct. I don't like hiding things. Ash looked at Damian. And you? Damian calmly nodded. I feel the same. Ash was silent for several seconds. Then he turned away. I see. The twins couldn't tell if that was good or bad. Later, they sat together while the children ate vanilla cake. Ash carefully removed a piece of carrot from Kian's plate. Kian looked pleased. Darius whispered. He really remembers everything. Damian nodded. Then Ash suddenly placed another piece of cake on Darius's plate. Darius stared at it. What's this? What's this? You haven't eaten dessert. Darius looked at Ash. You noticed? Ash shrugged. I noticed things. The smallest smile appeared on his face. Darius looked at Damian. Damian looked back. Neither said anything. But both understood. This tiny gesture meant more than any expensive gift. Ash was beginning to notice them too. And perhaps, That was the first real sign that their ridiculous courtship might actually have a chance. The vanilla cake disappeared surprisingly fast. Kian had already finished his second piece. Darius took another bite and looked at Ash in disbelief. Okay, I understand now. Ash looked at him. Understand what? Why Kian refuses our chef's food. Damian nodded while eating another bite. This is actually incredible. Ash gave a small smile. I made it myself. Both twins stopped. You baked this? Yes. Darius stared at the cake. Then at Ash. You really like cooking? Ash nodded. I enjoy it. Lily suddenly interrupted. Daddy doesn't just like cooking. She looked proud. He has 5 international cooking certificates. The twins blinked. 5. Lily nodded. He can make food from different countries too. Ash sighed. Lily. What? You're telling them too much. She giggled. They should know. Darius smiled. What is your favorite dessert? Tiramisu. Lily immediately raised her hand. Daddy makes amazing tiramisu. Ash laughed softly. You're making me sound like a restaurant. You should open one. I already have enough work. Everyone laughed. Then Lily suddenly became quiet. Actually, Daddy learned cooking because of me. The twins looked at Ash. When I was little, I ate something with cardamom and got very sick. I didn't know enough about food back then. He looked at Lily. After that, I started learning. He learned about ingredients, recipes, different cuisines, desserts, everything. Not because he wanted certificates. Because he never wanted Lily to get sick from something he could have prevented. Darius looked at Ash quietly. So you learned all of this for her? Ash nodded. She's my daughter. The answer was simple, but it hit both twins harder than expected. They had always known Ash was a good father. Now they understood something deeper. Every skill he had learned, every meal he prepared, every late night spent studying recipes, had started with one little girl. Kian smiled from beside Lily. That's why Ash's food is the best. Darius laughed. I finally agree with you. Kian grinned. See? I'm always right. Damian sighed. Don't get used to hearing that. For once, everyone laughed together. And Ash found himself smiling at the twins a little longer than usual. It was supposed to be simple. Damian and Darius only wanted to make one thing. Tiramisu. Ash was coming to pick up Kian for his vacation, and the twins wanted to surprise him. They had watched several recipes. How hard could it be? Apparently, very hard. Darius stared at the bowl. Why is it liquid? Damian frowned. It wasn't supposed to be. You added too much coffee. You added too much cream. You told me to add it. Because you... Ash looked at him. Why does your house smell like a bakery explosion? Kian grabbed his hand. Come see. Ash followed him into the kitchen. He stopped. Damian and Darius were covered in flour. Their clothes were stained. The counter looked like a disaster zone. And something inside the oven was smoking. Ash stared at them. The twins stared back. Nobody spoke. Finally, Darius held up the ruined tiramisu. We tried. Ash blinked. I can see that. Kian started laughing. Ash sighed and walked toward the oven. You were trying to make tiramisu? Damian nodded. For you. Ash looked at them. For a moment, his expression softened. Then he laughed. A real laugh. You two are hopeless. Darius smiled. Can you teach us? Ash looked at the children. Then at the ruined kitchen. I'm making dinner tonight anyway. He paused. You can come with me. Both twins looked surprised. I'll teach you properly. Kian immediately cheered. Yes. Ash smiled. I'm cooking for the children, so? He looked at Damian and Darius. Would you like to have dinner with us? The twins answered at the same time. Yes. Kian smirked. They had finally been invited into Ash's home. And for the first time, they were going to see the private world of the Omega they were slowly falling for. The twins quickly cleaned themselves up. Ash waited by the door with Lily and Kian. Darius whispered to Damian. Don't mess this up. Damian nodded seriously. We won't. From beside them, Kian muttered. You probably will. Both twins glared at him. Kian grinned. The evening had officially begun.